You are about to listen to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast, hosted by Craig Forrestal. Find Craig on Twitter at that_sports_guy. The That Sports Guys podcast is proudly featured by NFL Draft Diamonds, your draft coverage king. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some football talk.
Hello and welcome to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. I am Craig Forrestal. You may know me from Twitter as at that_sports_guy. But today we are lucky to have with us Willie Eubanks III, linebacker from the Citadel. How you doing today, Willie?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm not too bad. I'm always excited when I get to talk a little ball with a player as skilled as you. But before we get to the now, let's start with the then. You grew up in Augusta, Georgia. Talk to me a little bit. What's your hometown like?
My hometown, I say, is pretty small. Growing up, I used to just go to summer camp, and just try to stay around like football and play sports year round. And growing up, I just always, played like either basketball, football, or baseball. And then that led me up to when I got to like middle school and high school, got into running track. And so just, it's pretty small, but it's a very unique place.
And let's go ahead and stick there. You were a three-sport high school athlete, football, basketball, and track, like you just said. Now, if it wasn't football, Willie, what sport would it have been?
I probably say it would have been basketball. I played basketball a lot outside of football, and that's like my second sport. So if it wasn't football, probably would have been basketball.
So now what type of basketball player are you? Are you deadly from three? You get into the basket with ease? What are you doing on the court?
I like getting to the basket.
All right. So now let's talk a little bit about the football recruiting process, though, for you, because you had some schools in the mix like Liberty, Georgia Southern, South Carolina State, Western Carolina, Hampton, and Savannah State were all involved from what I saw. But the Citadel is who won your talents. What was it about the Citadel that led you to committing there?
Yeah, so in the process, Liberty and Georgia Southern, they showed interest but never offered. But the other schools you mentioned did offer me, but, the Citadel just kept in contact with me throughout the whole process. And, it was like a family. When I came on my official visit, it was my first official visit. And then from there on, I just felt like this was the place that was meant for me. And I committed that day and just stayed true to the coach and just kept my word to him and just came here.
You spent a lot of time playing running back in high school, but it looks like you knew that your future was going to be at linebacker. How did you know, or how did that conversation take place when you knew that you were going to be a linebacker?
Yeah, that's funny because South Carolina State offered me a running back. That was the only school that offered me a running back. But, the Citadel just told me they see me better at linebacker, and I like playing both sides of the ball, so I just knew it would be one or the other. And when I came here, I just knew it was going to be the defense side of the ball, but I like giving out the hits. I don't like taking the hits, if I could put it in that way.
Absolutely. Always better to give pain than take pain. What was it like, though? You said once you first got to the Citadel, that family-like environment from your recruiting visit, what was that adjustment like? Because it is a military-based academy. So was it a tough transition?
Oh, yeah, it was. Coming from like a public school, where I went to high school at, and just, transition to like a military-based school. Everything is like structured and a lot of discipline, but at first, it was a little difficult to get used to, but as the time went on, I adjusted to it, and, it helped me out.
And I just want to know, is it really like the stuff we see in the movies with the extreme cleaning and taking care of the uniforms and getting up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning for drills and running? Is it really like that?
It's something like that, I'll say. Not as much, but something similar.
And I want to talk to you now about your on-field performance since you've been there, because you're a multi-year starter. In 2018, you led the team in tackles. Last season, you were an All-American. You had 112 tackles. How has the game slowed down for you as the years have progressed?
It slowed down just by like a lot of film study. At first, my first year out there, um, as a freshman, I was on like special teams and a little bit of on the defense side of the ball. Then I knew my sophomore year I wanted to be, a starter, and I wanted to like, make an impact in the game. So just came down to a lot of film study and just, you know, learning, learning the speed of college football and just, developing each and every year.
And Willie, when I was looking around, digging into your playing career, watching a little bit of film, I asked around with some of my well-known friends in the industry, and I asked them about you, and some of the things they had to say were you showcase impressive athleticism and change of direction. You're a tackling machine, sure tackler with great vision. How would you describe your game? What is your scouting report on yourself?
Um, yeah, all the things you said, sure tackler, athleticism, always around the ball. That's just how I was taught. Like a linebacker should be like around the ball 24/7 throughout the whole game. So I just try to be around the ball as much as possible and just make plays each and every play.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the 3-4 scheme that you play in currently. What do you like about the 3-4? What does it allow you to do?
Yeah. So with the 3-4, it allows me at the linebacker position to just make adjustments based off based off the offensive formation and just allows me to just roam to the ball each and every play. And it's hard for me at the mic position to be wrong. That's what my coach told me.
And I want to ask you about something that you may face at the next level, and that is where do you fit in a 4-3 defense, either at the inside or outside linebacker position? Talk to me about your versatility and how you feel that you could play in a four-man front.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very a versatile linebacker. Not like a true Mike. So I feel like I could play either the outside linebacker position or the inside linebacker position, whichever one a team thinks fit best for their program.
And now, Willie, you're one of the few players in America that has faced both Tua Tagovailoa and Trevor Lawrence. Can you talk about playing against Alabama and Clemson and just what it was like facing those two big-time quarterbacks?
Um, yeah, I'll say both of them games will have to go will be remembered for the rest of my life. I'll say that just being at Alabama and at Clemson, and just those two players are like great individuals. Um, both can throw the ball, both can run the ball, and I feel like those two individuals are very special.
And now let's talk a little bit about your football future, Willie. When you think about the future, what do you think about?
Um, when I think about the future, it's just like you know, I say just probably I have to say just having a better living for my family and myself. Just trying to see a better living for my family. I'm real big on family, so just making a better living for us.
And with all the twists and turns that took place due to coronavirus, how did that time allow you to grow as a player? Is it something as small as appreciating the little things, being back on the practice field again? How did that time change you as a player?
Yeah, I say it definitely made me appreciate the little things. Due to the pandemic, we were only allowed like 4 games, so each and every day at practice, I would just go out there and just cherish every moment. And my time was limited being out there.
And now, Willie, we're going to go ahead. We're going to slide over from the football-based questions to a few off-the-field questions to get to know you, the non-football player. You ready to do it?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So, Willie, if you were going to bury 5 items that told us your life story, what 5 items would you bury in a time capsule?
5 items that I would bury probably be one, my gaming system. I like to play my game a lot. 2, uh, it'd have to be, I'll say, a pair of my favorite shoes. I like Jordans and things like that. 3, it'll be a necklace my dad gave me a while ago, when I was younger. 4, fourth thing I bury. Oh man, I probably say I'll take away something from the Citadel just because the impact it had on my life. And the 5th thing I'll bury is my high school football helmet. So I still have that.
Wow, that is going to give us a lot of information about you when we come across that time capsule. Now, Willie, what's the dream car?
The dream car I have to say would be Dodge Challenger, probably Hellcat.
What's something that you've never tried but want to try?
Something that I never tried but always wanted to try was sushi.
Okay. Now, Willie, would you rather have a beachfront mansion or a bunch of land away from everyone?
Probably a beachfront mansion. Just being able to see the beach view every morning. Something that would be real cool.
And now the last question that we got for you, Willie. If you could spend a day with anybody in history, dead or alive, who would that person be?
Dang. If I could spend a day with anyone, I'd probably say LeBron James. Just because, he's my favorite athlete of all time.
And now are you going to try to beat him one-on-one?
Oh, yeah, I can try. That's one thing I do. I'm going to compete, so I'll try.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Willie Eubanks III, linebacker from the Citadel. Pay attention to him as we get closer to draft season because he is a name that is going to rise. The on-field production is there. And when you get a chance to look at his film, the athleticism jumps right off the screen at you. For Willie Eubanks, I'm Craig Forrestall. Until next time, stay safe and be easy. Hey everybody, Craig Forrestall. Thanks for tuning in and listening to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at @that_sports_guy to catch all the latest updates and podcast episodes. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.